Hey guys, I want to talk about free banking and the fact that there's nothing free. Everyone talks about this, but people don't realize it as much as they should. There's nothing like free banking. There's nothing like free anything in life. In fact, if anyone tells you anything is free, I think you should run away. If anyone tells you about a discount, I think you should run away. And why am I saying this? I'm saying this because, again, I'm the CEO of Orukka. Orukka has a smart payment ring. It allows you to tap to pay. Okay. So that means wherever you are, if you use your phone today, and then maybe you're going for a run, tap to pay. If you're traveling, tap to pay. You don't need your phone to have your phone around. You don't even need to have it around. It's a full-fledged bank on your fingers. Also, if you're going for runs, gym, concerts, you don't need to have your phone or wallet around. Okay. So that's cool. We launched 9 months ago. We're currently in 35 countries. So most likely we've covered your country, or we work with a bank or app provider that can connect to your ring. Yeah. So it's a full-on banking app in its own. Okay. You have the app that comes with it, connect it, and you're full to go. Not a problem. And then we're working with Binance, Coinbase, and a few other providers as well, just to expand it so that you're not just linked to just using banks. You can also use crypto if you wanted to. So we want to be out there, connect as much as possible. But one kickback I always get from people, first things, actually I'll start with two, right? The first one is always like, can I not just use my Apple Pay? My Apple Pay is free. So the shock on people's face when I say it's definitely not free. Like Apple charges you. So let's talk about this as well. Same thing. So there's that. There's also a way I could just use my phone to pay because it's free. No. Or my bank is free now. I just pay with my bank and it's free. No. Or my bank card is free. Actually, no as well. Right? If I want to try, just try and not do anything, not put any transfer, any money in your bank, not put anything in your bank, and you see and realize that it's not free. So I say that because, everyone knows this as well. So let's start with social media. Everyone's using YouTube here, right? There's Facebook, there's WhatsApp, okay? All these applications that are free, that people think are free. In a few months, they go around and complain that, oh, they're using our data. They're stealing my data. They're looking at my election results. They're looking at this. They're looking at that. Why do you think so? Because it was never free. And they pretend. What annoys me is when, these guys go on social media or go on to the Senate, in the US or the EU and complain and then try and pretend like they're not selling the data. So please, guys, let's not be naive, right? I think that's important to realize. I'm going to pick Facebook, okay? Mark, sorry about this in case we just run into each other. Facebook, okay, who do you think is the customers on Facebook? Do you think you're the customer? Because you're not paying. So whoever's paying is a customer. Here's an example. Who's my customer here? You. My customer is anyone who buys this ring and tops up the ring. You're now my customer because you paid me. I've got your service. Okay. Guess who's not my customer? Let me see. The guys working on the ring, okay, because I pay them. So they are not my customer. My developers, my team are not my customer, right? The customer service representatives are not my customers. We all serve you. You're paying for it. Does that make sense? So that's what we need to realize. If you're not paying for something, then you're not the customer. You're being used. You're the product. People talk about this and it's always said, but we don't realize how important it is to put it in context. If you're doing something and you're not paying for it, then you're not the customer. It's like having toast and eating the toast or the bread, and the toast or the bread claims to be the customer. No. You know what I mean? Like, you're being consumed. You're the product. In this case, if you buy, let's talk about banking. I talked about banking at the start. When your bank is free, if your bank is free, then you're the product. That means unless you're paying your fees on the bank, unless the bank is taking the fees somehow from you, which in this case, they'll take it from the mortgage, where they charge you 5%. They'll take it from late fees for any slight reminders they send you. They'll take it from that. They'll take it from the merchant cost as well. And the merchants will increase the price, and then they sneak their fees in there. And then obviously you've paid for it, but you don't realize you paid for it. You think it's free. That's the same thing with Facebook and YouTube and whatever. Who's paying for it? Did you pay for Facebook? No. That means you're not the customer. The customer is the person who pays for it. And who pays for Facebook? Here's a clue. The advertisers. The advertisers are the customers for Facebook. The advertisers are the customers for WhatsApp. Anyone who's advertising there, who's going there to advertise, is a customer. They're paying Facebook and saying, get me 5,000 people that are going to read my product. Immediately, now you are the product because they sell you to the customer. I hope that helps, because now that makes us think, right? When we go in and we sign, or when you go in and actually go onto those platforms, you're being used, like you're the product. Your attention is what you're given for free scrolls or for free likes, right? And then they have influencers. Influencers get paid, but they're they're almost like salespeople because they are helping you keep hooked on the platform. And if you're hooked on the platform, they get more money from their customers, the advertisers. And the advertisers are the ones to do it. Or governments as well. The government can be a customer to Facebook. The government can say, you know what, we want to run for governor in the government in the next 1 year. Give us everyone that's going to vote for us. They look at your pattern because you're the product. They look at the pattern. They pick the best product to you, the best product possible, and then give it to the government and say, these guys are going to vote for you. Channel them. The same thing as you going in and picking a nice shirt in your wardrobe. Your wardrobe is not your customer. They help you look better. That's Facebook for you as well. Okay, so anything that is free, I repeat again, if you get nothing from here, any product that is free means that you're the product, okay? The advertiser is a customer, then you are the product, okay? Same thing with Apple. So everyone talks about Apple, right? Apple is not free. So when people say, oh, I can just pay with my phone and it's free. No, the people I feel sorry for, let me explain this to you guys. So previously, we used to pay for everything with cash. When you pay for everything in cash, you pay X amount, okay? X amount of that goes into handling of the cash. If you imagine if you work in a pizza store and you pay 10,000 in cash, okay, up to 5-10% of that cash used to be taken as handling. So that means you pay someone to count the cash, you pay someone to arrange the cash and sort it out, you pay someone to actually come in a drive. So if you look around, you see these whole secure guys that come in with, again, body clad suits and everything, and they come with a box. They take the cash in, how much cash in is, take it into a bank, write you a check or pay slip and say you've done that. That was never free. That was expensive, especially if you're doing 10, 20, 40, 50,000. A strong percentage of that goes into those security guys that come to help you, which is a lot. So what happened then? These guys came in, Visa, MasterCard, and said, hey, let's go electronics, let's go digital, okay? And for that, we're going to charge 3-4%. So what do you think happened? I can tell you what, easily, they increased the price by 3-4%. So now you're paying. But people don't realize it. They think it's free. So that's why inflation, not even inflation, we're not talking inflation, we're talking merchants having to increase the price, even though they're not allowed to. People can argue in the EU, you're not allowed to, but okay, you're not allowed to call it that, but in truth, you're increasing the price. Someone has to pay what it costs. So when you take that up, okay, boom, what happens? You got that price that you have to pay. Okay, now from there, Apple comes and Apple says, hey, we are helping to transfer this across. So we want a percentage, okay, a percentage of that. And they take a percentage of it. Boom. When they take a percentage, what happens? Who pays for it? You pay for it as a customer. Yeah, so I hope that helps, right? So I can tell you right now, Apple charge 15 bips on every transaction that they process, right? 15, that's 0.15%. So 0.15% of everything you buy goes to Apple when you pay with Apple Pay. You don't realize it, but it happens. Same thing as when you go to Facebook and you use Facebook. You don't realize that your data is being used, so your transaction, your monitoring, everything you like, everything you do is being used because you've just paid for it with privacy. It's very small, but privacy is a cost, which you don't realize until you realize it's being used, okay? So the same thing as well, the same thing when people say, oh, there's a free app, okay? If there's a free app, then they know that it's definitely not going to be free because there's going to be adverts in the future, or they're trying to get you hooked, okay? And when they get you hooked, what happens? Then you've given them enough data that you have to use it. For free trial, they tell you, okay, you got free trial for a month or two. Here's the start. And I talked about this the other day in another video. When you go through a free app or subscription, I can tell you right now, about 50 to 60% of us forget to cancel, either a month or two, which is what they bank on. They're betting against you. So when they give you a free ad, believe it or not, sometimes they give you up to X amount to free. And then when you want to cancel it, they say it's free, but you have it for another 1 month. So you leave it for a month, and before you know, you're paying for 2 months. And then by the third month, they give you a discount. So you're hooked. If you're smart enough to cancel everything, that's very good. But I can tell you, that's actually a small percentage, about 50%, 40% of us. About 60% stay on, just forgetful, right? They just forget to do it. So be careful with that as well. I hope you've learned something here, right? And I'll keep this one short. Same thing as well with 0% finance. When people come to and say, hey, there's 0% finance in this. No, it's not 0% finance because someone has to pay for the finance. Whether they pay it on time or not is nothing. Who's paying for it? Those that miss the payment. And guess how many people miss payments? Close to 60%. So everybody that claims that and says, hey, there's 0% finance here, please go for it. Oh, it's free. I paid it all on time. Either those people who are claiming to pay it off on time are lying, or it's the fact that they are the minority. Most of us, we don't pay it off on time and we end up going into an interest. And that's what they rely on because they're banking on you missing that. right? Same thing as well with rewards. You're paying a reward on a credit card. Those who are paying rewards on credit card are actually the millionaires, right? So you have a lot of YouTubers who go out there and say, hey, I do a 0%, reward and I've got free air miles. Those are millionaires, which is not a lot of us. Most of us, we're paying those late fees, we're paying those interests. And again, that's why you shouldn't listen to YouTubers that say this, because YouTubers that say this have millions in the bank account. They're rich. They already have millions of followers. So if they have all this money, guess what? This is nothing to them. They'll pay, obviously, some of them claim to have 20, 50 credit cards. That's because they're rolling everything and they're paying everything because they've got so much money coming in. But the average person watching these guys turn around and go, wait a minute, I'm just going to have one credit card. That one credit card, they go into debt into it immediately. Yeah, a month or two. I can tell you banks, that's why the credit card department in banks are huge. Again, I'm saying this because clearly, we have our rings, which is simple. You pay for it upfront. A few people say, oh, yeah, I'd rather get it for free. I hope you can get it for free. We want to get it for free for our customers, but that means we need to start charging, hidden charges, which you don't want to do. Or you want to go in and do an ad, okay, which you don't want to do ads on. If you start doing ads and you're selling to advertisers, you're selling private information. And people do it, right? I'm sure there are a few people that will try and do it. But please don't do it. And please be careful when you see things like that. So I'm going to stop here without rambling too much, guys. And please just realize that if anything is free, you're the product. It applies to everything in life. In fact, even your parents, they give birth to you, but maybe they take care of you because they hope that you take care of them. Everything in life, nothing is free. If anyone's hanging out with you, that's because you're making them feel happy. They're not doing it because you're just going to help them. So everything, maybe, guys, if there's anything down there that you can do for free, let me know. But 9 times out of 10, you do it to make yourself feel good. When I give to charity, I give to charity not because I want to give to charity. I give to charity because I feel good giving to charity, right? There's a dopamine, something that hits you at the back of your head when you give. The scientists were measuring the other day, like it's almost as good as the best pleasure ever when we help the poor, when we help people down there. So it's almost selfish. People don't realize that when you give back to charity, when you do a lot of philanthropy, it makes you feel better. It makes me feel better to give, right? When I give to a poor person, I feel happy. When I gave a few ring to my customer the other day, I felt happy to do it, That's it. I'm going to stop there for now, guys. Be careful out there. Nothing is free in life. If anyone tells you it's free, just be careful because they're either scamming you or they're charging you one way or the other. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.